Whoever's in the jury, bro, I don't know. I guess bro done tampering with the jury and shit. So I don't know. Let's dive into this shit, see what it's about.
Jury has had the Diddy case for only a matter of an hour or two, and there is already strife. And we are going to talk about what this means. But short story, the jurors sent a note to the judge already saying that juror 25 cannot follow the judge's instructions. I think I know what that means.
It certainly sounds like most of the jury, 11 jurors, agree on what they want to do here.
At least on something. We don't know.
Something. It could be just for one of the counts.
It could be for one of the counts. It could be for
not
all of
for
the
the
counts.
entire case.
It's weird that a couple hours in,
that they already send a note, because that means they're not even, there's no need
Feels
for
like
them to discuss anything. Like, we know this is what we want.
Feels like this guy's a holdout.
Right, and this one person is the holdout.
And so now the question, what does this mean?
Okay, but like, I don't understand. Like, what's the issue with that? Like, you're supposed to be innocent till all 12 jurors find you guilty. It don't matter if it's one person, two people. If one person out of them 12 people feel like you innocent, then like, what we gonna do? Everybody ain't came to no agreement. So now niggas trying to single out one person, y'all cuss here and agreeing with y'all gang. I don't like that. I don't like that. That won't seem P.
Only thing I can think of is if there are 11 people on one side, and again, we're guessing this.
Who very quickly know what they want to do.
Because if there were 5, why would they single out this one if 4 others felt the same way?
Right.
So it seems like this one guy feels differently from everybody else, and the everybody else part that has tried to convince this one guy, you got to look at the jury instruction, the judge's instructions,
right.
And the juror is saying, I don't care about the judge's instructions. At least that's the way the other 11 see it.
And it's not that he doesn't understand. We don't think it's that he doesn't understand the actual instructions, because what we know of.
But I want to know, like, what's the instructions?
His background from the jury selection process. He's a very educated man who's got a PhD in molecular biology. So
51-year-old white guy.
I don't think there's any.
I've so resisted guessing in this case because you'd never know.
But because it's this quick.
It just feels like to me that this guy is saying, because it's the only thing that makes sense. I don't care what the judge is saying. I am not going to find Diddy guilty on whatever the charge is, whether it's racketeering or whatever else it is, because, for example, this feels like a bedroom police prosecution. It could be something that goes, this is called in the law, if this is the case, jury nullification, where a juror says, I don't care what the judge is telling me. The right thing to do is something else. That's what it's feeling like to me.
So if you're going to guess here, it's that the 11 are saying convict him. On one of the counts.
That's what it feels like to me.
So when the note was handed to the judge explained what was going on to the prosecutors and to Diddy's defense. They all came up and had a meeting about this. What Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's co-lead attorney, said was, just tell them it's really early, Judge, and they should get back to figuring it out. If you're the defense and they send that note out this quickly,
it's bad news.
It's bad news.
But Diddy already done been locked up for like a year now. So I ain't even know, like, convict him, bro, or nothing. Because, like, whatever y'all convict, the biggest thing y'all can convict this nigga of is sex traffic, racketeering, or something, whatever the fuck the shit call, whatever they call it. But all this other shit gonna be like some little shit, gang. If I ain't mistaken, if I done been paying attention, right? So basically, that's just go count off his time served, and bro, get out on probation. All for trying to sue a liquor company.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it's bad news.
Look, if the jury, if 11 people are saying one guy is just off the reservation, that can't be for acquittal. It just can't.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you. There's a small chance. I tend to agree with you that a bunch of people are saying the government just didn't prove their case, and this one man is saying, I don't care, Diddy's a dangerous person,
Right, it
and I
doesn't
don't
make
want him on the
sense.
streets. That's possible as well, that he's a holdout for the prosecution. I agree it's more likely your scenario, but I could also see them saying, look, he shouldn't be on the streets, and I don't care what the hell Rico says, I'm convicting him no matter what.
And by the way, again, like I want to underscore what Charles is saying, even if we're right, this could be as to one count. It
Right.
could be
Could
as
just
to
be
all
one,
counts.
'cause there's
We don't
4
know.
counts, and
it's just
right.
shocking to me. Look, I covered
5 counts. So.
I covered the O.J. Simpson case, and it was a 9-month trial, and the jury took 2 hours. So, you know, this is actually a little more complicated because in O.J. it was just, did he do it or did he not? You know, or was there reasonable doubt? Here, there's RICO and there's sex trafficking and there's all this other stuff. So it's more complicated. It is just weird to me that they're coming in this quickly and this apparently unified,
Yeah.
with the exception of one guy. It's kind of stunning to me.
Allie from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I think Diddy is going to be convicted on the RICO charge, particularly because he interfered his business and his personal gains for his personal gratification, for sexual gratification. Although this jury question is a bit concerning, I don't know. Are they hung on the reasonable doubt?
Well, the thing is, we don't know what this guy is doing.
Right, we don't know which way he's
I will
leaning.
say, just because the 11 people are saying he's not following instructions doesn't mean he's going to get kicked.
I don't think he could be charged.
Have a huge problem on appeal if he does that,
Right.
because then it's going to look like the trial was rigged.
Right.
So the judge is going to be very slow to get rid of this guy. They may do some clarification, but I would be stunned if at this point, this early on,
The judge got to send them back and say, work
Just
on this.
keep working on it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we will see. We're moving on.
Yes, to the Bezos-Sanchez wedding, which is...
Yeah, I don't really, you know. I feel like he's gonna get out.
is over. I think by the time it actually happened,
Yeah, I don't know, gang. It's a touchy subject, but then again, it's not a touchy subject because we don't really see him like forcing up. Like, you feel me? Like, I thought it was like, you feel me? Diddy has is raping motherfuckers. That's what I was thinking. Come out, it's not that, bro. They just trying to lock this nigga up for the same shit they was doing in the Playboy Mansion. Big ass orgies. Only thing this nigga guilty of is beating Cassie on camera. From what we seen. That's the only bad shit I seen the nigga do. But Cassie ain't even want to charge for that. That's the only thing that, like, I feel like he could possibly be charged for, is putting his hands on Cassie, which they settled outside of court for an undisclosed amount of money. So, like, when you look at it, bro, it's shit about money.